Hey everyone, Rick here. First up, quick announcement. This morning, Supercell announced some long-awaited security features that should go a long way towards ending the account phishing epidemic that you've heard us discuss here a few times. The full details of that announcement are in a link in the show notes below. The short version, though, is that we'll soon be able to update our Supercell ID emails as needed and opt into a higher level of security. If you opt in, you will provide your phone number and then receive a text message confirmation if anyone is trying to recover your account through support, as well as you'll get an email with emergency backup codes that can also be used as well, or if you, for some reason, change numbers and forget to update it in the game. If you opt in and can't provide those codes, the account is done. It's unrecoverable. So save them someplace safe if you opt in, and you probably should. The rollout's going to be regional. We don't know when and where it's going to start or what that timeline is. We'll keep you up to date on Reddit as we get more info on when and where that's coming out to be. So check the pin messages or shoot me or any of the other mods a message. For this episode, we got something a little different for you today. RTC co-host Frank Bang recently held a call-in recruiting workshop on the subreddit to accompany his frankly fantastic recruiting guide that he worked on. We're presenting that workshop to you now as a special bonus episode. Frank, for those of you guys who don't know, he's also a moderator on the Clash of Clans Recruit subreddit, and he's a leader and one of the main recruiters of his own family of clans in the RCS. If you're looking to recruit more high-value members to your own clan, there's a ton of great information there, as well as in the guide. If this is the type of content you want to hear more of, let us know in a review of the podcast on whichever platform you're listening on or through Monmail on the subreddit. Links to the guide and the Homeless Clashers Discord bot that Frank talks about, as well as the full announcement for the security issues, those are all down in the show notes. Reddit Talks Clash goes live again on the subreddit Friday the 16th at 8 p.m. Eastern, and we're going to have a special guest on to discuss all the new update info for the new Skeleton Park Clan Capital District. For now, please enjoy this special bonus episode hosted by our resident recruiting expert, Frank Bang.
This is our live recruiting call-in workshop, and we'll go ahead and get started. It's past 11, so we'll get started right now. I wrote a huge guide. I don't know if you actually had the time to read through it, Sam. It's too long.
I did read most of it. I wouldn't say everything is fresh in my memory right now, but I did read the whole thing. Whether it's still in there, I'm not entirely sure.
Oh, that's hilarious. I'm glad. So it starts off with a few basics about recruiting and then goes into 10 main points for it. And each one has some, merit to it, are each pretty extensive conversations in and of themselves. I wrote it as thoroughly as I could, but there's room for conversation around a lot of these points. And so for everybody who's tuning in right now and listening live, I'm glad that you're here. You guys are commenting a lot, and I love it. But if you want to call into the show, you need to do two things. You need to drop a comment in the comment section that is either a take, so something you're excited about, something you're frustrated about, your favorite thing, least favorite thing about recruiting, something you wish that Supercell would do better, anything like that. You need to drop a take, or you need to drop a question, and then we will pull you in. You can talk about it once you raise your hand on the Reddit talk, and we'll have some back and forth. If you want to promote your own clan and spam the clan tag, that's totally fine, and we can talk through. But really, just whatever position you're in, want to work with you guys for the next hour or so about how to recruit. But Sam, you're one of the best recruiters in our clan. I think you and I do most of it. What are your thoughts on just recruiting in general?
I think back in the day, I definitely did a lot more due to just real life and everything. I have been mostly stepped back from recruiting these days, but yeah, definitely take you back a few months ago. I did a lot, mainly through the r/Clash Clans Discord server. That was kind of my main point of call, as well as weekly posts on r/Clash Clans Recruit. I think the biggest takeaway I had from my recruiting experience was that some people really love to hate copy and paste messages, and I really don't know why. I remember on your guides, your big thing was you use copy and paste.
Yeah.
Now, why do you think some people have such a hate towards them?
Yeah, so this is something that actually wasn't in the written guide. So everybody listening, you're getting a sneak peek into some better info. There's a huge difference between someone who's recruiting in a clan-oriented way and someone who's recruiting in a prospect-oriented way. And there's a huge difference between players who are player-focused people or clan focused people, and you can really tell when you're recruiting if someone is coming in and it's all about them and they're looking for the best clan for them. They're trying to promote their skills, and it's like a selfish prospect. That's not a bad thing. You know, a lot of people are looking for the way that they can enjoy the game the most, and you know, more power to you. Do what you got to do. But when I'm recruiting, I really prioritize clan focused prospects, because I think it's those people who really care about themselves and who like what position they'll fill in a clan, that don't want copy paste. You know, they want to feel special. They want someone to write specifically to them. They want to have their own comment and their own person like reaching out and you know, trying to sway them into joining the clan, and they want to feel wooed, wined and dined. So I don't you know, hate it that it's there. It's gonna exist pretty much no matter what. But when I'm recruiting, I tend to avoid those people. One of the things that I had in the written guide was that if you're just starting out, that those are the people that you really should talk to the most, because if no one wants to join your clan for a good reason, then you have to convince them to, no matter what. And I remember doing that. I'll give you guys a brief background of my clan and my recruiting while we're waiting for more comments and questions to drop in. But I've been recruiting for the Senators and Centurions clan family for about 6 years. And when I first started, it was tough. I remember going through the Clash recruit subreddit, and I would handwrite on every single post of, I think Town Hall 12 was max at the time, every single one. And I would say, like, hear me out. My clan's not good. you probably don't want to join it, but I would love to have you. We need a Town Hall 12. And I'd shoot my shot in the best way that I could. And eventually when we got one, it was a huge deal, because then we got siege machines.
Right, yeah.
But
what town hall levels were the rest of you around that time?
Oh, I was 9. Yeah, I was a Town Hall 9. And that was part of it too, trying to become an expert on. Oh, hi Mac.
Hello.
Hey, glad you're here.
How we doing?
Good.
Yeah, glad I could pop in. You guys starting on my favorite subject, so I had to chime in real quick, because I think that the copy and paste part is, for a good reason, the most controversial part of your post here.
Sure.
And you just touched on, I think, the most important asterisk on copy and paste, and you're closing in on it now. I think you have to earn your copy and paste.
Well,
if that makes sense.
I haven't heard it phrased that way before.
I think early on, like you, and just having recruited personally, personal messages have a higher success rate than a clear copy pasta.
I don't know about that. I mean, you're probably right. You know, I guess a clear personal message. But the problem that I have, and I think I put this in the written guide too, is that when you're handwriting a message, and maybe I'm just not clever or personable enough, but like I go through it, and I did this for a while starting out. Someone wanted a handwritten message, so I would go in and I wouldn't copy paste. I would start typing out the details about my clan, and then it would just be my copy paste, because a good copy paste feels conversational, feels personal, and has all the relevant information about a clan. And then when you are recruiting someone, you're just gonna give them the same information. Might be a bit more tailored, especially if their like personal recruiting ad is longer. But yeah, I found that it was really similar, and so that's why I feel like I see a similar effectiveness. But yeah. Okay, I'm gonna bring in somebody. Virtual Virus, if you're still around, I'm gonna pull you into the call in just a second. You're gonna come in muted, and you're gonna have to unmute yourself. But you had a couple takes in here that I think are gonna be fun conversations, and we'll talk about how you can recruit for your clan a little bit better. We have experimented with this a little bit before, but on the modcast that the three of us are a part of as well, we've been kind of scared to call people or to bring people into a live call. So if you ruin this for everybody, I'll be upset with you. But I'm going to go ahead and invite you to speak, and you can talk about your take and any questions that you have about recruiting.
We have actually had people on the podcast once live before. That podcast should really never be mentioned again, because that was when that was an interesting one. No, that is where we first met one of our news moderators, Noob on a Noob, who was actually in that podcast, and none of us realized until relatively recently. So that was a fun thing to discover. But I am going to peace out now because I've got things to do. And Frank, I'm going to let you run the show here. So thank you for having me on, and I'll
Cool.
see you in a bit. Good luck.
Yeah. See you, Sam. For anyone wondering, Sam, Mac, and me, I'm Lion or Frank Bang. We are mods and we do the modcast, but the reason why we're doing the recruiting thing kind of together is that we're all part of the same clan family. But we have Virtual Virus here. You had a couple comments. I'm not quite sure which one you wanted to start out with. But what was your take, or what was your question?
I don't know. I haven't used your subreddit in a while, the recruitment one. It's been a while.
yeah.
I just joined a new clan because my old clan was kind of mean. But I guess I don't remember what I was gonna say. Can we just I'm gonna backtrack real quick to my comments.
Yeah, so I saw one about your Town Hall 8 alt recruiting, which is kind of interesting. And then I think there's another one too. If you can find it, feel free to speak up. But
yeah.
How do you recruit for a clan when you're a lower Town Hall? Because that's a tough one. Matt, you and I did that for years with Senators. We were just talking about it with Sam, that we were both Town Hall 9s trying to recruit 10s, 11s, and 12s. And it really wasn't until much later that we were higher up in the game. And I think there are a few pieces of advice to it. If you want your clan to succeed and its mixed breakdown, learning the meta for those town halls or being able to track down base designs for those accounts is a huge sell. Being able to say, I might not actually be town hall, today, 14, 15, but, if someone's joining the clan and they are, and they don't know what to do, as a leader, I can provide you with, base designs from online. I can share YouTube videos with you about how to attack and familiarize yourself with it. So that's a few things that we did for it, but is that kind of what you were talking about?
A little bit, yeah. Well, to go deeper into that, I'm basically, my account is Town Hall 8, and I made a new clan, and the only people in it are me and my brothers who don't play the game that much. So it's kind of more difficult just because it's basically only me in the clan trying to get others in it. But yeah.
Yeah, that can be tough. And for pretty much every clan, the tone is going to be set by leadership. And so however active you guys are is, probably the most active member that you can expect to recruit. It's pretty rare that you'll find a clan where the members are more active than the leaders to it. But that's also not a bad thing. Part of the written guide is that every clan needs to figure out what they're all about, what their philosophy is, how they want to play the game. And if you guys want to be a really casual social clan that plays, when it's convenient to you, that's awesome. And a ton of people want that type of clan. And then just figuring out how to communicate that well and in what places to communicate it is the key.
So let's workshop a little bit for your clan for a second, right?
Yeah.
What's the name of it? You need
so
to
everyone
decide...
here can know.
Big Cocks.
All right. Well, you picked a terrible name to start out, and honestly, you might not be able to keep that. So, moving past your name here, the first question you want to ask yourself is, what do you want to make your clan different? What is your elevator pitch? How are you going to try to advertise your clan? What makes you a compelling place to be? What are you striving for, if you will?
Well, originally my idea for it was just as a lower town hall clan for everybody who wanted, when there's no room in your clan, you just kind of want a clan for your alt, so you can just throw it in there.
Yeah, for active alts. So that's a really great place to start with your recruiting post. Linked in Frank Bang's longer recruiting post there is Zag's guide at the top, and Zag's guide goes into formatting your actual clan recruitment posts a little bit more detail there. And one thing that you definitely want to include as you're trying to post an ad or convince people to join your clan is just exactly that. And you want to stick to your message, hey, this is where we want active alts to hang out. And that's a great way to create a community, because when you have alts from people who are in disparate clans, they get to meet new people, they get to hear about the other clans and other clan experiences. So you can advertise a lot of really cool interaction in an environment like that.
Yeah, and if you're wanting to be a feeder clan to another one, I know that's a little bit different than a place where alts go, but there are a lot of clans that are interested in it. And then joining a clan system where you can like slot in would be a pretty effective way of doing that.
Kind of like a merged clan.
Yeah, it's kind of like there's a bit of a difference between merging and joining into a system. Merging is when you like taking your members into another, or they're bringing their members into yours. And what I'm talking about is finding a clan family, like the Reddit clan system or something like it. And
like a sister clan. Okay.
yeah, and saying that, we'll be the clan for your alts. And then in CWL, when they need to move some accounts out, they can bring them over to your clan or something like that. You're offering a service to them in exchange for kind of a partnership together in recruiting.
But while your clan level is still low and you're just getting started, it would be a great idea to start a new clan with a name that won't push off more mature players.
Yeah,
It'll be difficult to find a mature player base that's going to be nice to you with a name like that.
But it's a great name. I don't know what you mean.
All right. For time's sake, we're going to go ahead and kick you and get to
That's
the
okay.
next person. Do you have any shout outs on your way out?
Dream Theater. That's my main account clan.
Nice.
Shout out.
All right. Thanks for calling in virtual. We'll see you next time. We have a few other people. I'm going to take the pause in between our speakers to let everybody know, if you've just tuned in, how this is working. You need to do two things if you want to call in for your recruiting workshop. And what we're really looking for is people saying, I want to recruit for my clan better. How can I do it? And then we can work with you on that. You need to drop a comment in the comment section that is either a take, something that you enjoy or you're frustrated with, or an idea that you have, anything like that, or a question. And then if you do that, followed by raising your hand in the Reddit talk feature, then we'll pull you in. But we're going to deviate for just a second from talking about people's specific clans and bring in Sad Silver 5748. Mac, you're going to be so thrilled about this one. Sad Silver DM'd me about an hour or so ago and said that they read through the post and made a recruiting bot that is new and is really exciting. So Sad, I'll throw it to you if your mic works, and you can talk about your bot a little bit, but I think it's a really cool tool that anybody interested in recruiting should look at.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't do this a lot, voice chat, so I'm
That's
just
all right.
using my earphones.
Nice.
So I
You sound
apologize
good now.
in advance. Yeah, I apologize in advance if you don't understand anything. English isn't my first language, so I'll try my best.
Okay.
So
You sound clear to us.
okay. So around February, I started to work on making a Discord bot for recruiting in Clash of Clans, because we all know there's a terrible system in place for recruiting. I used to recruit for my clan primarily using the in-game system, and it's pretty bad. You have to send out hundreds of invites, and then you'll get some players, and then some of those players will be English speaking, and then some of those players will be active, and maybe a handful will stay. It's very painful. I read your post on the recruiting workshop, and I think it's brilliant. You've clearly spent a lot of time trying to recruit people. You know what it's like.
Oh, yeah.
So I started to learn programming, and it took me a while, but I made something that was like the in-game recruiting system, but on steroids. So the bot will send you players. It will send you players that are English speaking first. There won't be any other languages, and they will be clanless. So you won't get players who are already in clans. And all you have to do is just register. I made a detailed post about it a while ago. It didn't get a lot of attention, and I also don't want to spam the subreddit, so I didn't talk about it much more. A lot of people here already use it. It's called the Homeless Clashers Discord bot. I know Vanessa uses it, and I've got good feedback on it.
Do you know that we already used your bot personally?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've heard about the Centuriates clan using it. I know Mac uses it. I've had some feedback from him. So I wanted to thank you guys for this platform here to allow me to talk about it. It's really a privilege.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Put a link to your bot in the comments here.
Yeah, that's
we'll
what I
add
was
it to
gonna
the
say.
pinned comment at the top. It is a pretty
Yeah.
cool bot. Just to elaborate on it a little bit further, with my personal experience here, from the first day that I was using it, you get 2 searches per day. You get DM'd some basic information about a clasher with no clan. They let you know how many times this person has hopped clans in recent history, so you can see if they have just not been in a clan for a while, or if they've been in one or two, or sometimes very many clans. And you can go ahead and throw them an in-game invite. Now, for clans that use Discord and other things like that, there's obviously going to be extra steps, but it is the success rate of using the Homeless Clasher bot compared to the in-game recruiting tool is night and day. The Clasher bot, I would say maybe half of the invites I've sent out have been successful. And the town halls and the players that are recommended to me are generally much higher quality than I get through the in-game tool.
Yeah. Yeah, so I was super excited about it. I haven't personally used the bot yet, but I saw your Reddit post that you
I'm
made
really
about
happy
it.
it works, man.
Yeah, and I think it's just a better version of the in-game recruiting tool. I would love it if they could incorporate some of those features in-game, and would be surprised if they don't eventually. But I think what you've created is just it's still a little spam oriented, but is just much more efficient for your time. Which, back to the written guide, is a huge component of it, that recruiting is a grind and it takes a lot of time. And so finding things like your bot that make it more bang for your buck, more dollar per hour, just more efficient. It's really, really cool. So thanks for putting in all that work. It's really awesome.
And for those of you listening, check out the post that he wrote about it. Really, really high quality post. Absolutely worth looking through.
Oh yeah, I'll look for that too and see if we can put that in the pinned comment. But yeah, thanks.
Thanks, guys.
Remind everybody again the name of your bot and then how they can get access to it.
It's called the Homeless Clashers Discord bot. I'll just put a link in the comments. One sec.
Nice. Homeless Clashers Discord bot. And we will find that link. We'll add it to the pinned comment. But do you have any shout outs on your way out?
Yeah, shout out to every Discord developer out there making the Clash of Clans bots. They've helped me a lot with my journey, and it's really difficult. So you guys should support those guys. Yeah. Thanks a lot, guys.
Oh,
yeah.
Selfless.
Thank you.
Shout out.
All right. We've got the Pain Trains coming up. But before, so I'll invite Pain Trains. You can figure your mic out. But let me say real quick before you speak up that if anybody is interested in calling in, we would love to talk with you about your clan specifically and how to recruit for it, and really talk about, how many members you have, what town hall, everything that you need in recruiting. To do that, you'll need to make a comment onto this post that talks about your take or your question, and then you'll have to raise your hand using the feature on the Reddit talk to raise your hand. And if you do both of those things, we'll get to you as soon as we can. But we've got the Pain Trains here. How's it going?
Hello, I'm doing good.
Nice.
So I'm in a clan. I have a solid amount of accounts. My main's a pretty fairly new Town Hall 12. I'm in a clan where I'm a co-leader, and there's only like 5 solid upper level accounts, where we have one Town Hall 13, he's our leader, myself, and then like 2 or 3 other Town Hall 12s, and the rest are 11s and below.
And how's recruiting for you?
I mean, other than the fact that I have a Town Hall 8, a Max Town Hall 9, and a Town Hall 10 that I'm working on, that are all in the same clan. So it's like we have our clan where a lot of us have multiple accounts, so we can try and farm and get the things up, because we're a fairly new clan. We've been a clan for like 2 to 3 months now. And,
okay, and how many members do you have total?
We have right around 32 members in our clan.
Okay. Hey, that's a great place to start. So, Mac, feel free to jump in with any thoughts that you have. Again, a lot of my opinion is already out in that written guide, but I think the healthy metrics for a clan is usually about 35 members. And if anybody is familiar with the Reddit clan system, that's the minimum number that they're happy with clans in their system. 35 is usually when you have the minimum number of active members, which I think is around 15. If you have 15 people who play regularly, that's enough to really sustain a clan through everything: CWL, clan games, normal wars, and just having a good time. And so it sounds like, as far as critical mass, unless a significant chunk of your members are inactive, that you're getting close. But I think you're talking about some concerns about how do you recruit higher town halls. I think that was
Correct.
one of the comments that you had. And so we touched on this a little bit. Having something to offer to them is huge. And being able to say, you know, I might only be town hall XYZ, but I can, you know, I'm familiar with the meta at town hall 15. That's one that really worked for us back in the day, is to say that I'm familiar with the meta of higher town hall levels. And so if you join our clan, you know, I can coach you, I can help with you. I might not be that level myself, but, you know, I can direct you to some cool resources. Base designs is always one that people are too lazy to look up, but it's just a quick,
I
you know,
am
Google search away.
terrible with base designs, by the way. So I'm like, I've tried to make my own bases and test
Oh,
them,
no.
but
Okay. Yeah. So I'm not saying to
it's
make your own design, because that's tough.
it is. I
Yeah.
will be very honest. Building a base is very hard, and I am happy that the people who are good at base
Oh,
building are able to post YouTube links whenever. But
yeah.
like here, I've tried to teach other people how to do an attack. Like me personally, my I use Queen Charge Hybrid, and
Oh, yeah. I use that a ton.
I use Queen Charge Hybrid, and I'm pretty good at it, I'll say. And the other one I use, depending on the base, but I like the clone Super Archer Lalo
Oh, yeah.
a
And so
lot,
that's super meta at Town Hall
and
15. And that's a
and I
really good
like
way
the
of
Blizz.
convincing them to join. Yeah.
I
Yeah. And
like the
Blizzard.
Blizzard.
Yeah. That's
But
also pretty
my
meta at Town
problem
Hall 15.
my problem is, since I want to try and I like to try and explore other attacks. My problem is that because I have other accounts, my main will jump to another clan to try and learn an attack, and then for I'll come back to the clan that I'm in to do the attack and try it, and I basically can't ever replicate it the other than
Yeah.
Go Witch, which to me I despise it. I don't think it's a
Sure.
strategy at all. And Hydra, when you ever get to 13, is
Yeah.
to me not a strategy either. It's just spam, and I don't like it at all.
Yeah. So I think in terms of what the actual attack strategy is, it doesn't matter too much. And so indexing on the things that you enjoy and you're comfortable with is definitely a good thing. It's nice that you like some of the strategies that are really meta at Town Hall 15, between Blizz and the Super Archer clone. Those are the two big ones right now. And so being able to talk to a Town Hall 15 and say, if you're joining, like, I do this strategy at the Town Hall 13 level, but know how to coach it at a 15. That's a huge one. But another part of it too, that's just an unfortunate reality of recruiting, is to realize that if you want higher level town halls, you're only going to get a certain type of them, and then to identify that type of account and recruit that one specifically. Because if someone wants to play at the top level with all other town hall 15s, you're not going to be able to convince them to join. You know, we couldn't get a competitive max town hall in our clan until we had competitive max town halls in our clan, and that ended up being us as we just upgraded through it. And so if you're looking for higher level town halls, usually the reason why people are looking for that is to anchor donations and to, you know, have a pretty strong, stable presence at the top end of war. And so looking for the people who, you know, want to play at a more relaxed pace, you know, maybe former competitive accounts who are looking to take a step back and just chill for a while. You know, you see someone putting that in a searching post on Clash of Clans Recruit, and I would, you know, jump in as fast as you can. Drop a comment, drop a DM, shoot your shot, and say, you know, we really need someone just like you. Or if someone says, you know, I'm not that great at attacking, but I really like donating, there are a ton of players like that. Getting one of them in and being able to say, you know, our clan is active, we can support your donations, and that way the town hall level doesn't matter quite as much. But understand that, like, that's the type of person that you'll need to be reaching out to.
and I mean, like, I try to be competitive. I'm currently Champion League 3. I'm sitting at like 33, 3,400 trophies basically. So
Yeah.
I'm not in Titan, I'm not in Legends
Mm-hmm.
because I have a crazy lifestyle here where I'm at. So
Right.
I can't always be on and I can't always be playing.
Right. And that's why it's best if possible to kind of separate who's in charge of in-game activity from who's in charge of recruiting, because if you're the guy doing both, that's going to be too much time even for someone who just no likes the game. But the Pain
Mhm.
Trains, thanks for calling in. For time's sake, we're going to move on to another caller. SJ the Girl is on deck, and so we'll invite you to speak in just a moment. But Pain Train, on your way out, do you have any final questions or shout outs?
I mean, if y'all want to stop by the Buzz X Alliance, it's my alliance that I'm in right now. We got well, as we all know, CWL is going on right now, so you can't really. I mean, you can join, but you won't be able to participate in war. So it's a little harsh, but come by. We got space. Our only thing is do your 2 war attacks. Try and get at least 2 stars because most of the time we're put up against people who are mismatched and higher. And as a part of that, if you need someone who has experience dealing with those, come by. My main is Commander, and you know, be happy to try and help and talk y'all through that.
All right. Well, thanks again for calling in. Appreciate it. And we'll see you whenever we do this again. I'm going to go ahead and invite SJ the Girl. Yep. And before you get the chance to speak, let me remind everybody, in case you're just tuning in, how we're doing things. This is a live call-in workshop specifically for recruiting. I'm seeing a lot of great questions in the comments. Some of them are just about the game, and we'll do some others like this in the future about strategy and other things. But for today's purposes, we're sticking with recruiting as much as we can. And if you want to call in, you need to do 2 things. You need to drop a comment in the comment section that has a description of your clan or a take or a question, something like that. And then you need to raise your hand in the Reddit Talks feature. But I sent an invite just now to SJ. And so if you want to unmute your mic and do a quick sound check, and then we'll get into why you're calling. But glad you're here.
Hello, hello. Can everyone hear me?
Yeah, you sound perfect.
Wonderful.
What's going on?
So I've been a clasher for many years. I've played 5-6 years. I've obviously had, like many others, my inactive moments. I had a 2-year break. It was just getting a bit chaotic for me, and wasn't my cup of tea at that time. So I changed. I've come back recently, and what had happened was a previous co-leader of my clan, a new feature was implemented where if a leader had gone inactive for so long, it would transfer to the newest co-leader that was there. So it was given to him, and he had eventually kicked everyone out of the clan, and then it was just me and him in the clan. It demoted me to an elder, so I couldn't reclaim the leadership of our level 8 or level 9 clan. So I've had to restart a new one myself. I have 4 accounts myself, and at the time when I did restart playing about a year ago, I had recruited six or 7 players to play with me, so I had a decent team to play with. But they started to become less and less active, and then we had a Discord group where I'd message them and said, like, guys, are we still gonna play? Like, I do want an active team. For me, it's I have little OCD, so when I see someone offline for more than like 7 days, I get the itch to like either ask the question, because for some people, when they join a clan and they see an inactive bunch of people, they think, I'm not going to stay here, I'm not going to benefit from this clan, so they leave. I've been posting on the recruitment for Clash of Clans on Reddit. They have a Clash of Clans recruitment page, and I've posted on there quite often. And the issue I have is that people will join, I'll make a post, and then because of different time zones and different areas, obviously I'm from England, so it's different. There's a lot of people that join me that are American or they're from some other country where it's a completely different time zone, and they'll join, they'll try to say hello, realize that I'm not online because for me it's probably like 2 o'clock in the morning and I'm asleep. And
Right.
then because they get no response within an hour, they're not getting their CC filled with troops, they'll leave, and I'll then wake up in the morning, log in and be like, oh, I've just lost someone again, like the chance to have someone
Yeah.
in. And the issue now I'm having is like people are joining, they're scrolling up the chat and they're seeing a chat from like, at the moment, I think I've got a chat from 98 days ago, because it's been me for like 2 months solo
Mhm.
playing with my 4 accounts. The question I did have was, how do I keep these guys in? Because the one thing that I've been questioned with is, can I get co-leader that will keep me there? And for me, promotion like that is it's a big responsibility, because you have the option to boot people lower than you. You can
Mhm.
change certain settings within the clan to make it harder. I mean, the clan now is open at the moment to everyone. Like, I have no requirements on the clan. People can join at 0 trophies. I have a Town Hall 13, a Town Hall 10, a 9 and an 8. So I have a mixed varied of troops. I can supply siege machines to all of my clan mates if they need them. But my issue is keeping them in for the longevity without having to give them something that can potentially hurt the clan more so. Because I've been in a clan before where someone's been a co-leader, had a dispute with someone during a war, say maybe an elder has attacked an enemy that he wasn't supposed to, and
Yeah.
instead of talking to them, they've just booted them due to the power that they have of being able to boot them. And then it leaves a bad taste in everyone's mouth, where they feel like if they do something wrong, they're going to get kicked and they'll eventually move. My biggest question was just, how do I keep players active and for them to understand, like, if I'm not online, I will come back online, because if you check the leaderboard, you can see I was active recently on all
Right.
4 of my accounts. So I play on all 4 of them quite daily, like. So that was my biggest issue, and I'm sorry for going on. And also,
Oh no, you're fine.
my username is Thagura, because it's right backwards, the same as FJ.
Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah, that's my last name too.
Oh, wonderful.
Well,
Free
yeah,
rights.
don't dox me, anybody. So there's a lot to unpack with all of that, and I'll start with I think what you were saying was the part that's the most pressing to you is, do you boot the inactives or not?
Yeah.
This might be a bit of a hot take. Mac might have had to step away for a second, but Mac, if you're on, you're one of the guys who can talk about this really well. Is the idea of not booting accounts until you need to,
Yeah.
because I get that like itchy trigger finger that you're talking about, and I tend to feel that way. Where if somebody's inactive over a course of time, I think it's just easier to boot them, and like something is telling you to. But Mac is actually the leader of our clan. I've been a co-leader for the past 3 or 4 years, and
Right.
despite doing most of the recruiting, and Mac is the one who constantly pushes back on that. He wants the clan to be as full as possible. This was back in the day when we struggled to fill up. So
Yeah.
2 or 3 years
Yes.
ago, at least. Yeah. So Mac, you've been a huge proponent of don't boot until you have to. And
Yeah.
there's kind of 2 sides of that argument. One is saying that if leaders are booting consistently, it's really enforcing expectations of activity in the clan, and that's a positive thing. But there is something about just the visual of someone looking at your clan for the first time and seeing how many accounts are there that goes a long way, even if they don't look
With
active.
no rank, especially, like, yeah, when they see like the new seasons come
true.
in, they've not made an
Mhm.
attack, and they scroll
So
down, and there's just a
When-
list of like
yeah,
no ranked players, and it's like,
Yeah.
I've been there myself. Like, I've tried to join, and my question always when I first look at a clan is, how active are they? I don't look at donations. I don't look at like because a lot of people, they seem to check donations and whether they're an active team that will give them
I
troops.
check
Because
donations for sure.
a lot.
Great metric.
I don't mind. I'm one of the biggest. I'm the only person in my clan. So there's 4
yeah,
people in my
matters
4
more
accounts
than
in my
others.
clan. So it's just me. But because I am the highest town hall, I have no expectations for anyone to join and be a donator or attacking their wars. Like, I'd like to expect them to be there, because everyone's got a life. Everyone has moments where we can't be
Sure.
on our phones. So I don't have high expectations. Not now at the moment. Like, I will eventually when we have a good team. But at the moment, I just want
Right.
active
Well,
people that want to
Mhm.
participate. If
yeah.
they're even if they're brand new and they want to experience Clash of Clans and at least go into an attack on a multiplayer attack with some decent troops in their clan castle to help them,
Right.
or even just boost them and give them attack strategies and what are the best troops to use, compositions, layouts. I'm happy
Sure.
to do it all.
So let me jump in for a second and then throw it over to Mac, because
Mhm.
one quick note to what you were saying. There's a difference between enforcing current expectations and having high expectations. And I think a clan always wants to see leaders enforcing expectations, and that doesn't mean that you're strict. It doesn't mean that they're, super high or unreasonable, but it just shows that leadership means what they're talking about. But Mac, really to the point of, to boot or not to boot.
Mhm.
Talk through your reasoning behind it, because you feel pretty strongly about it.
Yeah. I think, like you're saying, I think the first metric that everyone looks at when they join the clan is that little icon at the top. How many are active out of how many members? And if you only have 18 members, that's a tough clan to expect donations
Yeah.
or expect to finish clan games and things like that. So I think, like I've talked about with several other things today, you kind of have to earn your right to get picky there.
Yeah, and then the more you can fill up, even if the players aren't super active, there's always, the chance that they'll show up at any given time. And so there's a bit of
And
passive
that's happened for
activity.
us quite a bit,
Oh
where,
yeah,
and context is everything. You have to be able to know, like, if it was a random join that was never particularly active and they go gray shield for a couple seasons, yeah, maybe kick them for sure. But
yeah,
was it a co-lead or an elder or a highly active member that was with you for a while and then just kind of quit playing? That guy, I'm going to leave him in the clan until we are 50 out of 50 and I have a good recruit coming in. Because if that guy
right.
comes back and was what he used to be, I want him to know that this was the spot for him.
Right. And just like there's always the chance that people quit playing the game for any reason, there's always a chance that people in your clan pick it back up for some reason. So I'm with Mac. I'd recommend to not boot. A few of the other things that you mentioned, one being a slow clan chat. One thing that helped me is that every time I get an attack replay that I'm excited about, whether I get a 3-star or just a lot of loot, I always post that into clan chat. And if you're playing on 4 accounts every day, then you should be putting up a minimum of 4 to 6 attack replays that are either a 3-star or a lot of loot or something like it. And that can just be one thing to at least keep it turning over. Anyone who joins and wants a chatty clan chat will realize that, these are all attack replays by the same guy, but at least it doesn't go back like 98 days or something like that. But as far as the time zone too, because that was another thing that you mentioned that I wanted to touch on, that's a big hurdle for a lot of clans. Is recruiting out of your time zone is really tough, and so you've got 2 main options for it. One is to either commit to your time zone and own it to max point of you got to earn your recruiting material. This is one that like doesn't take a lot to earn, but you can just say like, hey, we're a UK based clan. This is our time zone. We're not going to apologize for anything. We're proud of it. And anyone who is outside of that time zone is welcome to join. But these are the hours that our store is open, so to speak. And it's the way that things are. I've noticed if you are very apologetic in recruiting, then it gives people reasons not to join your clan. And so if you're talking to them and saying, hey, I know you're outside of our time zone, and I hate that for you. I'm trying to work on recruiting people from your time zone too, so that it won't be so bad. You're basically giving them permission to join another clan. Whereas if you're saying, this is what we offer and we're a great place to be for whatever reasons, whatever your main strengths are, and it sounds like you as a player are one of the biggest strengths of your clan. If you can say like, this is our reason for why you should join. We happen to be UK time zone, and that's just the way that our clan is. That's a pitch that's going to be easier to listen to. Or you can fully commit to being an international clan, but to do that, it's kind of the same as every clan starting out really needs to find a high town hall pretty early on, and that's like a huge milestone. Is the moment that you find an account who can donate siege machines, then you're on a whole nother level compared to clans that don't have that type of account. If you're wanting to be an international time zone clan, it's the same thing, but for an active player across the world. And so start recruiting in, I don't know what the opposite of the world is from the UK. I don't know. Start recruiting in India, China, any of those players who are posting on the Discord or the subreddit. be honest with them and say, I want to move into an international time zone, and I'm really looking for someone potentially to be a co-lead at some point soon who can carry activity during the night shift. And if you phrase it that way, people are usually pretty interested if you have a vision of getting on board with it. But those are just a few of the things that I would suggest. Do you have any other questions or thoughts on your way out?
No, that was all really. Thank you for doing this, guys. By the way, it's been wonderful. Like, it's good to hear the community working together again. I mean, the Clash of Clans recruitment system they've got now in game is it's awful. I mean, you like previously mentioned, you're just spamming invites in the hope that someone will come along, and you do get the occasion that come along, but like you say, you can't specify the requirements like English speaking or certain ones. It's hope to be improved, I hope.
Right. Well, I agree. Thanks for calling in. Do you have any shout outs on your way out?
Just my clan, really. It's level 2. We're called We Are Casuals. My main account is called Hazy Clouds. I'm a Town Hall 13, nearly maxed, so I can supply to all my friends that want to join and help out with me.
Nice.
Before you leave, where's your accent from?
I'm from the United Kingdom, a small town called Birmingham. I don't come from Birmingham. It's if you've seen the show Peaky Blinders, that's where my accent is most popular from. But I'm from a small town called Wolverhampton.
Awesome.
All right, shout out UK. I've enjoyed your voice the most so far. Appreciate you.
Thank you very much. Have a good night, guys, and I'll be tuning into the rest of the stream.
Awesome. See you, man.
Thanks.
We've got one more caller, and then we'll start wrapping up. But Hulk 1430, I'm going to invite you in just a second. Make sure that your mic is ready and that you're close to it if you can. Before that, I do want to say, not exactly in the context of the last call, but just in general, a big note on the written guide for recruiting, and one that I hope everyone can keep in mind, is that sometimes it's just better not to recruit. I don't know if this is actually the take that Liam had, but he put on there a hot take onto the comments saying the best recruiting is not recruiting. And there's a big chunk of the written guide that says if you don't enjoy the grind of recruiting, you should join another clan. A lot of people don't want to swallow their pride to do it. Mac, if I had a do-over, probably back in 2017 or 18, that's when we should have just joined a clan.
I completely agree.
I
regret being a clan leader at this point.
You and I played the game like sometimes 8 hours a day. It was excessive, and we were just struggling to get people to care about it half as much as we did. And we're at the point now where we have 2 clans that are almost 50 out of 50 competitive, daily active players. I love what we built, and I wouldn't trade it for anything.
Like many of you guys listening, when we started building the clan, we had probably 3 or 4 actually active players and a mostly dead clan along with it. Tons of missed hits. Clan games weren't even a thing. So clan wars weren't a thing at the time either. But donations were low and slow. And recruiting from that point to where we are now, it has been an ongoing process for years with tons of ups and downs. It is not something that happens overnight. So I know that, with the length of the post and all of you guys listening, you already know this, but it takes a very long time to build a sustainable and active clan where you can even step away once in a while for your own real life things. As you're building a clan, you almost have to know life it for those first, for the first year as you're trying to bring people in and keep them engaged constantly. And, it's always going to take active leaders to be able to continue growing that clan.
Oh, yeah. And I think a lot of it just depends on what you enjoy, because I think you and I, Mac, kind of enjoy the management side of it. We enjoy the customer service of recruiting. We enjoy the people orientedness of a healthy plan and recruiting for it. But if you just enjoy playing the game and you're getting stressed out or burnt out from recruiting, there's no one keeping you in the clan that you're in.
Yeah, take a step back. It's not a big deal to consider a merge or join in some kind of alliance system to be able to build things out. Every merge that we've gone through, and to be clear, about a year ago, we left our main clan and formed a new one. I guess it's been more than a year now, but we formed a brand new clan from level 1 with a couple groups of core players, just so that we could, continue the momentum and build our clan family up. And it was one of the best decisions that we made. And
Yeah.
the merger, most of the people that originally merged in, many of them left, but the excitement stayed and the momentum kept going. There's always benefits to come from situations like that.
Yeah, I totally agree. So Hulk 1430, we've got you here now. If you can unmute your mic and tell us where you're calling from. I'm going to start asking that to everybody who joins in case you are also from the UK.
Hello, myself Hulk. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can
Sounds
hear
great.
you just fine.
I'm actually from India.
Nice.
I started playing Clash of Clans 5 years ago, and I stopped playing after 1 year. And recently, about a year ago, I started playing it again. And I started a clan, and I played it for like 5 months, and I made it level 7, and then left it. And right when the 150-day period or 3-month period is there, after which the clan leader position changes. Before 3 days, I was able to luckily come. I didn't even know that I was going to lose it. So that was glad. The clan was mostly dead, but I followed this kind of strategy saying that the clan has good donations, but the clan, I did not mention that the clan is active or inactive. But I did this whenever someone came in. I used to tell them, I used to take everyone into clan war and tell them that whoever so is inactive will get kicked.
Sure.
So every time I did this process of kicking everyone who was inactive for the clan war and promoting people who have been active and donating. So here came a point when people who are very active went suddenly inactive. I was not sure how to kick them or not. But here is the thing which I always did. Even if he's a low level guy or a very rushed town hall, I always took him to clan war, no matter what the reason is. I always tried to take the maximum number of people, 40, 50, 30, like that.
Oh, yeah.
And I never tried to miss any guy who kept in for clan wars. Even after kicking, before kicking, I used to send a mail saying that I'm going to kick everyone who is inactive, and you don't have to worry because I am going to give you an invite so you can come back to clan when you are active. And if you are in a co-leader position or elder position, co-leader position will surely you will get your co-leader position back. But who are new, for them getting a new co-leader position is quite hard. I have nearly 10 co-leaders who are everyday active, and I have never seen them fight no day. I think it is because we are not social very much. We don't talk. We just talk
That's
in
tough.
attacks. Like we talk and then we talk like that was not a nice attack. I always do this thing like before every war I keep a message. Seeing the positions of opponent's clan, I keep saying that if you are first position, attack the 5th position. Attack your +4.
For time's
So
sake,
that
real quick, we're gonna have to wrap pretty quick, but not to rush you, but if you can get to the point or the question.
Yeah, I'm facing issues regarding having problem recruiting people who do clan games and raid weekends and clan wars and CWL. I have people who do them, but it's like people usually go offline, and I get new people, but they are not good at attacking. How can I improve the quality of the attacks that they do?
Okay, how can you improve the quality of the players in your clan?
Does your clan
is
have
what
a
I'm hearing you say.
Discord?
No.
I think one of the best things you can do for your clan is introduce some type of outside of the Clash game chat. So Discord is far and away the most popular, also most useful for recruiting. You can meet people online that way that will come and join your
Yeah, I
clan.
think having that.
Also, YouTube videos. You can post YouTube videos and have designated channels to go over attacks. So for things like raid weekends, which I saw in your comment down there are so many raid weekend guides now. You should be able to get most bases finished in 2 hits, and there are so many guides on how you do that. What were you saying there, Frank Bang?
Oh no,
Yeah,
I was gonna say a pretty similar point. I think if you are able to get into a Discord, that's great. There are a lot of tools out there about how to build your own Discord server, and actually, that's probably a good workshop idea for the future if anyone's interested in that. But if
Yeah,
you don't,
that's a
you know,
great
have the
idea.
time or desire, yeah, if you don't have the time or desire to build your own, because we also did that, you know. And I remember for the first, you know, season of Time, it was just a few channels when we had no idea what we were doing. And now it's like it's full fledged. There are mod roles, you know, 30 something roles that you can have, to something 100 people in our own Discord. If you don't have the time and energy to build all of that from the ground up, that's what clan alliances are really good for, in my opinion. You can join something like the Reddit clan system and talk to some of their guys and say, hey, can you help us build a Discord server? Or a lot of other systems that I've seen, you share their server and they have people that work on it and do it for you. And so if you're able to get in with a group like that, where they can, you know, in their server do all the work for you for 4 or 5 unique channels for your clan, that would be a really great way of coaching. Because ultimately, if you want your players to get better, you've got 2 choices. You either recruit better players, which can be kind of tough, or you can coach. And what Mac
Mhm.
and I did when we were along that, you know, point in our career with our clan is that we coached everybody as much as we could. And then when people joined who were very competitive players, we were able to meet them on their level. Maybe not, you know, as good of an attacker as them, but we would have just as much insight as they would. We would be able to give them, you know, constructive criticism on their attacks and help coach them in a way that they really appreciated, so that even by joining a clan that they were the most competitive member, they didn't feel like they were head and shoulders above the rest of the people. And to Mac's point, the easiest way to coach people these days is by YouTube. You know, what am I going to tell somebody over clan chat or in a Discord chat that's better than, you know, being able to link a 6-minute YouTube video that gives you an attack army and, you know, a visual instruction on how to do it.
Yeah, thanks. That was really helpful.
Yeah, no, thank you for calling in. I think that'll be it for time's sake. Mac and I'll stick around for just a second to do some shout outs, but Hulk, on your way out, do you have anything to shout out?
No, I would like to shout out to you guys for holding such an event, and it's really good to talk to someone about Clash of Clans.
Yeah.
Likewise. Thanks for joining in.
Oh, for sure.
Thanks.
All right. See you, Hulk. That was awesome. It's been about an hour,
Yeah.
so we're gonna wrap it here. But a lot more crowd participation than I thought there was gonna be. So to all of you guys who did call in, thanks so
Everybody was
much.
really cool. Love the community
Yeah.
here on the subreddit. Really appreciate everybody that joined in and asked the recruiting questions.
Yeah. So let us know. Either put a comment here or message me or message Modmail for the sub. However you want to contact me. Let us know if you want us to do this again, and if so, if you want it to be about recruiting again, or if you want it to be about other topics, because we can do these live call-in workshops for clan leadership is one that I was thinking about, which is a huge conversation, or, you know, attack meta or anything like that. Might have to find people who are more of an expert than me sometimes, but
Yeah, I got some
I
ideas.
thought this was cool. Yeah. Mac, what do you have to shout out?
I want to shout out one thing we didn't really touch on is clan systems. So I just want to shout out the Reddit clan system. If you are looking to merge or join a clan rather than recruit just for your own, or even if you are recruiting for your own, check out a clan system. The Reddit clan system, obviously, being a Reddit moderator and a part of the Reddit clan system, is one that I'm partial to. But when you're in a clan system like that, they have enforced standards to make sure that the clans are of a certain quality. You can't just become a member of the clan system if your clan is not already active to a certain extent and enforcing certain rules that will make it a better place for your average clashers to hang out. And they've got it sorted from competitive to social and everything in between. So shout out to the RCS. Check it out. There's links on the subreddit there. You can find it pretty easy in the sidebar.
Yeah, no, that's a great shout. And I hear a lot of people who, for some reason, are apprehensive about clan systems. And I think that's because maybe 4 or 5 years ago, a lot of them had drama, but all of that's settled down for a long time by now. And
Mhm.
there's really just no reason not to be in the RCS, is what we promote to any prospect who's joining our clan. And they're like, oh, what's that? Never heard of it. I think that's a little weird. It's all just great resources that you have access to. And for a member who is in a clan who just wants to play the game, they're usually
Mhm.
always unaffected by clan systems. You know, it's resources to take advantage
Yep.
of if you want to, and then if you want to totally ignore it, then
There
I
are
guess
different types of
more power
clan
to you.
systems, to be clear. I think one of the
That is
biggest
true.
hurdles that people perceive from a clan system is that they're going to steal your recruits. But with the
Oh,
RCS, you have your own servers, your recruiting is done pretty much separately. It is not really a recruitment engine necessarily, but it adds a lot more value and a lot more activity that your members can be a part of, and can make your, it can add to the value that your clan provides its members.
yeah. And so, and that's a good point too. So it leads into my shout out. I'm going to shout out the written guide that I made a few days ago for recruiting. It is comprehensive, or at least I tried to make it comprehensive. And so it covers more than what we were able to talk about today in some greater depth. And it has a point to it about clan systems and alliances and what to look out for when you're joining and all of that jazz. And so there's a link to it in the comment of this Reddit post. And really, if you have any questions about recruiting, check it out. If you have any questions, feel free to DM me or just get in touch somehow. But also, as every other caller did, shout out to our clans if you're interested in joining Centurions or Senators. We are recruiting
Yep.
Town Hall 13 plus in our development clan Senators, and then maxed 15s who are war ready in Centurions. But thanks for listening.
Senators.click/join.
Oh yeah, that's our Discord link. Mac paid for a unique URL.
Thanks, guys.
Oh yeah, that's all that we got for today. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you next time.
Cheers.